Hey everybody, it's Danny with the ship-wide announcement. We wanted to give a shout out to friends of the podcast and patrons, Andrew and Tara. Thanks so much for your support, guys. These two have their own great podcast, Tara and Andrew versus the Scarecrow Movie Guide, a super fun show where our heroes work their way through Scarecrow Video's enormous movie guide, watching movies at random and giving adorable commentary on them. It's super fun, and you can check them out at taraandandrewversus.com. Thanks again, guys. And now, Season 2, Episode 4 of Memory Alpha.
Accessing library computer data.
Alright, so, do you guys remember what happened last episode?
Well, I forgot to do the notes until last night when I was setting everything up, so I was like, what the fuck did we do? I think I got it. I had to Google for a while to figure out what university it was that we were at, but I finally remembered it was Stanford.
Yep, got it.
And as far as I can remember, we just went to Stanford, basically immediately figured out that guy was Vulcan, told him our deal. He gave us some... Susie, did you write down the name of the element?
It is... Oh boy. Yes, I do have it here. It's a real mouthful.
Or something.
Cobaltomite or something like that.
Yeah, if you have it, just chat it to me and I'll replace what I put in the notes because I was just like,
You're close, Danny. I think it was like cobaltonite, not cobaltoninium.
It's cobaltominite.
Cobaltoninimonin.
I tried Googling what I wrote down to see if that would reveal what it really was, but I wasn't close enough. Well, anyways, we got some cobaltominite, and then we went back to the ship to replicate it. That's what Shaq's doing. And then I don't remember why Dee Dee went to her lab, but she did. And her lab was all ransacked.
Susie heavily implied that I should, so I did.
that was the hand of the
Good
DM,
job.
yeah.
Yes. And
I think I'll go back there. Don't know why.
It was all ransacked. And then she called to her other lab mate, Lieutenant Junior Grade LeBeau, to see if he did it, and he didn't. And then she noticed there was one sample missing, and that sample was Lorgoth.
Lorgoth!
Hey, guys!
No sooner did we learn that we heard some children playing in the halls, and a creepy, disembodied child voice saying, "He's not done with you yet."
So, when we last left you had heard the ghost children running through the hallway, which was really ironic because earlier in that episode you guys asked, are there any kids on board? There's no kids on board the Komodo, right? And I was like, nope.
That's why they don't let kids on our ship.
But I will say that when the ghost, it was the oldest girl. I can't remember if she was Os or Orn. If you remember, back to Ghost Ship, and for Ashley's sake, since I know you probably listened, but you didn't get to live it. So
Yeah.
There were 3 kids, Os, Orn, and Tur. Os and Orn were a little boy and a little girl. I would say probably second grade-ish. And Tur was, you never really saw Tur. Tur was a baby.
Yeah.
And didn't you found the baby's remains in the crib, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we first saw that ghost lady.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The
Our
nanny.
first fight.
Yep. The ghost nanny.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to scan every goddamn thing.
All right, okay.
Oh, sorry, my bad. We had so much fun on that adventure. I still have my pictures of Lorgoth.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
My very detailed pictures.
That's right. That
artistic renderings.
You updated on the fly for us. Yeah. So, Oz and Orn were the two, well, the girl talked and the boy didn't. He was pretty quiet. He was pretty shy. So it was a little...
And starved, right?
Yeah. And you found that they had actually been basically sealed into their bedroom, right? And you found their bones, I think, in their bedroom with their toys. And we'll just say, we'll retcon, because I can't remember who is who. We'll say Oz is the girl. Oh, yes, because Oz is short for Rose, I think. So spoiler alert, the ghost ship was actually me just... I hadn't started writing adventures yet, so I was just doing... can't remember the name. It was a Ravenloft adventure for 5th edition.
Nice.
And the kids' names in the adventure were like Rose, Thorn, and I can't remember what Ter is short for. But all I did was just drop the first letter of their names.
Make them spacey.
So I think Oz is Rose, and I think Orn is Thorn. So Oz is the girl, and Orn is the boy. So, while there was a shambling mound in that adventure, Lorgath took on a life of his own.
So I just had to take a sample.
Get yourself a little piece of Lorgath.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I will say that you all actually, except for, well, and I'll say Penny heard it too, because she's got that mood ring-like ability. She's always just sort of tuned in, because she does a lot of yoga.
Yeah.
So I'll say even you heard it, which is probably confusing. So you all heard, wherever you were standing, Posa, excuse me. I said Shaq earlier, I think, because I'll never get you two straight.
Oh, why would you be able to?
Posa, you were standing in your lab, and you heard the kids' footsteps run by in the hallway outside, and you heard Oz say, "He's not done with you yet."
Yeah.
But I will say that all of you actually heard that, the feet running down the hallway near you, wherever you were, and that voice in your head, including Penny, which is probably pretty confusing for Penny.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a note on what I was doing? I'm assuming fondling or fighting.
So I think we only established that Shakel was in engineering and that Posa was in her lab, because I basically, with the hand of God, ushered her there. And then Penny and Loxus, I was about to call her Lorgath.
Lorgath.
It wasn't established what you guys are doing. So what, tell us, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. What were you doing?
I'm in my bunk, and I'm writing in my diary about getting to finally go to Earth. Like, I'm just losing my shit right now. I'm so excited. I talk about my adventures on Earth and people, and that I met another Vulcan, and that he seems very serious and mysterious and handsome. And so I'm writing, what was his name?
Zachariah.
Jinx, the human-shaped Pokemon.
Jinx.
Zachariah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to say, did you get his name? Yes, Zachariah.
Yeah, so I'm writing his name with little hearts and stuff, because...
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
You're 12?
Yeah, because yes, absolutely. In my Golden Retriever Lisa Frank journal.
There you go.
With my scented pens. I have gel pens that are scented, and so I'm just, cherry scent.
Do you have those pencils that look like regular pencils, but they're actual rubbery, and you can, twist them and bend them, but they still look like number 2 pencils?
And you can wear them as bracelets and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Definitely.
Well, yeah. Okay, just making sure.
And the vibrating pens, I have the vibrating pens.
Oh, boy.
We all have a vibrating pen now.
Spirograph.
Yeah, that. No, not a spirograph. That's different.
Yeah, they're the pens that have the weights on the top that wiggle around.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Yep.
I remember them.
I remember.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
You see, Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Exactly.
Remember that minute in a couple episodes ago when Penny could only speak in advertising jingles? The fuck was up with that?
You never figured out what that was.
Yeah.
So she just was spontaneously cured?
I think as soon as we did down to Earth.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Once I hit Earth, it magically went away.
Yeah, it was after the sort of weird time shift, and then We went down to Earth and she was fine.
Okay.
It got better.
What makes you think she's a witch? Well, she turned me into a newt.
Going down to Earth cured her. Probably the doctor probably wants to follow up on that at some point, but I just didn't know if we'd already talked about it. Okay,
Yeah, we
go ahead.
didn't discuss it at all.
I forgot. I thought she was just on drugs.
It's entirely
Did
possible.
the doctor do a scan on her? I feel like...
Oh, yeah.
did.
I thought the
She
doctor
did.
was checking in on her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the doctor did a scan and didn't really find anything.
Yeah, but then she sent us down to Earth just because we needed to go.
My people need me.
'Cause we're their top crew, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Ghost children, all sorts of kinds of things.
Right.
Insurgents.
Yeah, you're the only ones with basically any real experience on the ship at this point.
We're the cool kids.
Yeah. So I should be probably just talking to, like, mini Horatio about everything, but I'm getting the full experience of being an 11-year-old girl in the 90s, and I'm writing in a journal with scented gel pens that bend.
Wow.
What's Luxus up to?
Well, she's pretty sweaty right now.
Oh, hey.
Oh boy.
When is she not?
Real, yeah. Panting real heavy.
Oh boy.
Turns out, the tie bow that Penny was doing, Loxus really got into, but instead of doing boxing, I've got my batleth. So I'm like tie batlething.
Oh, you're doing all the, like, forms, but with your batleth instead of your
Yeah.
fists, right?
Yeah, and to 90s, like, tub thumping beats.
Oh, boy,
Yes. I want to do that, like, in real life. That'd be
Way
great.
too much influence Penny is having on Locks right now.
You know what? Like I said, I'm a follower, right?
I'm contagious.
Yeah, but it's a good workout, and I get to, use my batleth, get better skills at my batleth, to some rockin' beats, and obviously I'm staring in a giant mirror the whole time.
Obviously.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
I picture Lox's quarters mostly mirrors.
What's your outfit look like? I need to know.
Oh boy.
I wanna say that I'm wearing like black spandex pants or shorts, like short shorts. I'm thinking of like a la China,
Oh, hell
Yes.
before all the
yeah. Before DX?
Yes, DX, before DX.
Yeah.
And then just like, one of those, it's just a simple black top that's kind of tied up, but it's like a halter. Mm-hmm. And that,
Love it.
and just, maybe some gloves because it looks cool, because Billy Blanks looks cool with the gloves on.
But like fingerless gloves.
Right, yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, they help with your grip on the batleth, too. So, I mean, they have function, and as well as fashion. So,
Yep. So I am hitting it hard. I'm practicing real hard, sweating up a
So
storm.
give me a little vignette, maybe one or two sentences of what each of your reactions are when the ghost children run by.
I'm already pissed off in my lab, and I feel like I've probably picked up, whatever case or something that Lorgoth was in, his little sample was in, and I'm already just like, God damn it, because I don't want to deal with this fucking stupid plant guy anymore. And then I hear children, and I just throw it at the wall.
And then smash cut to Shakel.
Well, I'm in engineering and I'm futzing with the replicator, right? Trying to replicate some cobaltminonites. That's how it's pronounced. And I hear that in my head, and like, I guess because I'm telepathic, it probably sounds like it's right behind me. So I like swing around really fast to like see if there's anything back there, and like there's a guy behind me and he's just like some engineering scrub, and I like smack him in the face and I'm like, oh sorry, and then I like I'm like all frazzled and my cobaltinum is doing whatever on its thing, and I just sort of run away and knock it off the replicator and like go out in the hall, and I'm like, the fuck.
And then smash cut to Loxus.
Like a startled child, I like shriek at like if you can imagine your initial reaction to seeing not children scurry across the floor, but mice or like a giant rat scurry across the floor.
Similar.
So like I curl up, one leg up, try to get away from it as quickly as possible, and then I throw my bat with a high pitch. Ah!
Does it by chance break a glass table in your room when you throw the batleth?
Hell yeah!
Probably not our first class table casualty.
right.
And then star wipe to Penny.
as you mentioned, I don't know what's going on, so I'm, scribbling in my journal, doodling, writing little hearts, and I hear that, and I just, slam it shut, and then just kind of, look to the side, what the fuck just happened? And I look at Horatio, and he just shrugs his little slug shoulders, and he's like, so, in his little high-pitched voice.
Somebody, I think it was Kayla, asked me, I can't remember who, but recently someone asked me, is there going to be more Horatio? So...
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be.
Oh yeah, always and forever.
Always and forever. Horatio.
And Penny will always have an Horatio with her at the very least, so...
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, he shrugs and makes his little sluggy, squeaky noise, and he tries to get, back into the little watch thing, and I'm like, no. And I would like to use my ghost in the machine to see if I can figure out what's going on.
Ooh.
Okay. So, Ghost in the Machine. Oh yeah, you get to ask him a thing, right?
Twice per session if you're unprepared for a situation, which I'd say I was pretty fucking unprepared to hear a random voice running around in the hallway. I can test at a disadvantage, so. Okay,
so, and I am going to introduce a new modification to the Tiny D6 rule set. Ooh. This is going to be, I was listening to Adventure Zone, getting caught up in Amnesty, and one thing I really liked about the Fate system, which they're not using, but Monster of the Week is somewhat similar to Fate.
Yeah.
In Fate, what was fun was there was an option to succeed at a cost. So I want to bring that back because I think it makes for interesting situations. So, and this is probably going to confuse all of us, but I wrote it down, and I can provide it for you guys to put it in the pin board. So right now in Tiny D6, when you roll, you normally roll 2 dice, right? I'm just recapping the audience's memory too. And if you have disadvantage, you only roll 1. If you have advantage, you roll 3. If you roll a plus, a 5 or a 6, but we're still using our Fate dice. So if you roll a plus on any of the dice, regardless of what the other dice say, it's a success. So even if you got a minus or a blank on the other dice, it doesn't matter. A plus is always a success. So that's going to stay true. What I'm going to change here is that if you roll all blanks, it's a mixed success, so you can choose to either fail if you want, or you can choose to succeed but at a cost. And if you roll any combinations of minuses and blanks or just minuses, it's just a failure.
Cool.
So if you happen to roll all blanks, you can still decide to succeed, but you're going to have to give something up to make it narratively interesting to succeed. Succeed. Is what I was going to say. Succeed.
Sexy.
That's just going to change it up a little bit.
I like it.
Cool.
All right, so you're going to roll, you rolled 3, you get to roll 3, right? Oh no, at a disadvantage, so you're rolling 1.
Yeah, so I got a plus.
All right, so your companion can provide you with information that allows you to be prepared. So what did you ask, Horatio?
The fuck just happened?
Boy, he's going to have a hard time giving you any information on this.
Should I be more specific as he's trying to scramble back into his little Pokeball watch of mine?
Yeah, maybe give him a more open-ended question. I mean, a less open-ended question.
I was going to say, I'm like, that's pretty open-ended. What the fuck just happened? Less open-ended, so close it up a little bit. I'll just be like, hey, what was that noise? Why is there children outside my door talking?
And he will sort of like, he pulls up, he doesn't have any hands, right? He because he's a slug. So what he'll do is he'll sort of make 2 little arms appear, sluggy arms, and then he'll actually tap his wrist, which has a little watch on it, on one hand.
Holy shit.
What does his voice sound like, Penny?
It's really high-pitched like this.
He says, interfacing with the ship's manifest. Oh my god, yes. There are no children on board the USS Komodo.
I know that, but that's why I'm asking why there are children voices. There aren't any.
And he's sort of you can see him sort of flipping through his watch communicator. He says, no children have been taken on board in the last 5 years. He can't give you much, right?
No, he can't. Like, you're useless, get back in your Pokeball.
Okay!
Aw, poor Horatio. Come on.
No, I pet him on the face, and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, if you, pet her on the face and stuff, she gets all purry. So I do that, and then I put him back in the Pokeball.
Do you swirl his hair up to give him a different hairstyle?
Yes. It's very like Little Mermaid, where the fish are swimming around her and her hair's flowing up.
Ariel, listen to me. The human world, it's a mess.
It's like that, but like a slug and not in water.
What kind of outfit is Horatio wearing right now?
Horatio is wearing... He is dressed like Dixon Hill.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
He has his little slug trench coat and his fedora on, or... What, is it a fedora, or that's like
I think those are...
trilby,
It's one of those two.
Yeah, one of those little hats, so...
He's got a milady hat on.
Yes, he has a milady hat on. And when he's looking at his watch, I just feel like he should have had a magnifying glass. Not that Dixon Hill ever had a magnifying glass. That was more Sherlock, but I just want him to have a tiny little magnifying glass.
Solo retcon that he was using his magnifying glass to look at his little watch.
Yes.
Yes. So feel free to draw fan art of that, anyone out there.
Absolutely.
All right. So now you've all heard it. What do the four of you do next?
Can we do like a conference call beep boop?
Yeah, I feel like I would remember those kids because I was pretty like into the fact that they were like psychic signatures. So I think I'd remember what they're from, like what that voice was.
Even if you had somehow forgotten the sound of their voices, I would say it's so like ingrained in each of your psyches that you would instantly remember upon hearing them.
So I would call the girls for sure and be like, "Did you hear that? If not, I have some news."
Yeah, that's why I asked, can I do a conference type call, or do I have to is it, because I don't know how that works.
If two people are trying to do comms at the same time, do you get like a busy tone?
Busy signal.
Or is it that thing where like you pick up the phone before it rings and someone's on the other end?
Like I go to hit beep boop and like it just goes beep boop before I touch it?
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Shaq, Penny, Lox.
Fuck, did you guys hear that?
What the hell was that? I didn't think there were any kids on board.
That was the kids from the...
There aren't. Can y'all come to my lab?
Yes, I'm like walking there right now.
Okay.
What'd you do?
I don't know yet.
Oh, fuck.
Just come here now, please, thanks.
As you say that, I'm like opening the door to your lab. I'm there already. I don't know where engineering is, but I got there fast.
I'm pretty short behind her.
Okay.
I pick up my batleth and bring it with.
Very smart.
All right. So you guys all enter Pose's lab, and you obviously all see the chaos that, everything's a fucking mess, right?
Yep.
You see that.
Mm-hmm. So I just sit there wide-eyed, and then I ask them what I tried to ask my little Horatio, and I'm like, the fuck just happened?
Yeah. I turn to Posa.
Yeah, I hand Shaq no, I don't. I threw it. I don't hand it to her. What do? I turn and I just say, yeah, Lorgoth.
And that doesn't help Penny. She's just like, what are you talking about? What the fuck just happened?
So Lorgoth did this? Lorgoth, where's his sample?
His sample is gone. All my samples are here where they should be, but his sample is gone, and everything's fucking trash.
Computer, find the sample labeled Lorgoth.
Buzzes and beeps a little bit as the computer's thinking, and it says, "Unfamiliar with the sample name Lorgoth."
What did you name it, Posa?
And Penny's like, who's Lorgoth? Is he new here? Like, is it a new recruit we got?
What are the substances Lorgoth are made of? Can you ask where a concentration of those substances
Did you do an
are?
analysis on it, Posa? I assume you probably would have.
Yeah, I mean, it's over the span that I've had it. I'm sure I've done all kinds of weird shit to it. But I...
Did you torture it? Is that what you did?
Well, I mean, I'm sure I poked it and, like, tore pieces off, so yeah.
What was the last thing you did to it? Because that might have been the thing you shouldn't have did.
Well, I don't remember the last...
Look in your notes, girl.
I literally have no notes for any fucking thing I did to Lorgoth, just FYI.
You say that actually out loud, and for some reason you feel like that's not true. You feel like you would have taken notes on anything you did to Lorgoth, because you take notes on everything. But sure enough, you don't remember taking any notes or doing any logs on the sample. You may have taken notes, but for whatever reason, you can't find them. And you feel like that's out of character for you, right? You're like, okay, but why can't I remember anything? Or why can't I find anything about them? You're kind of looking around maybe for them.
Yeah. I'm not super organized, but I know where I generally keep my shit.
Right.
And I can't find anything.
Yeah. Which to the rest of you also seems like, Posa loves her lab more than anything else, and you don't know exactly how tidy her scientific method is, but that seems strange for any Starfleet scientist, right? Right. And someone you've known for...
My method is tight. My method is tight.
Hey, yo. So, you're all just kind of standing there, and Posa can't produce any notes. I think you were you were in the middle of talking to the computer. Yeah. So you're trying to think of, anything you could ask the computer about Lorgoth. And you ask Posa, and Posa's like, oh, she gives you that shrug and the wide, the...
Maybe we should all check for our logs from that adventure. Computer, bring up logs from, stardate, whatever the date was at the time.
How about, when I guess computer logs of, I'm sure I did audio logs of when I, first brought his sample in and when I first started poking around.
Yeah, Susie, will the computer bring up any logs from that stardate or surrounding the Lorgoth adventure?
So the computer, does the audio equivalent of, the spinning circle on the screen.
Rainbow wheel.
Yeah, bleep blopping and bloop blopping a little bit. And then the computer starts listing out details of your scans on I can't remember the name of the Delton ship, but the ship, and all the things you did, can bring up some snippets of audio logs, but it ends at the fight with the ghost nanny. And then once you get to that makes that noise, and it says, end of logs.
Shit.
This is bad, you guys.
This is not
really
good.
Fucking bad.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Where's the captain? Wait, who's acting
Watkins.
captain right now?
Watkins is acting captain.
We got it. We got a bleep bloop Watkins.
Yeah.
Bleep bleep bloop bloop.
Bleep bleep bloop.
That's an emergency bleep bleep. Bleep 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 bleep. Like I'm tapping it numerous times. A Watkins.
Oh God, Loxus, what's your last name?
Agug.
Agug, thank you. Watkins comes on, just, yes, Lieutenant Agug.
Hey, what are you doing?
So, how's it going?
I'm currently on the bridge, serving as acting captain.
Excellent. Don't have any weird thoughts of eating anybody, do ya?
Not at the moment. Is this something I should be worried about?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you should. Yep, We got a crazy demon on board. And he's gonna try to get us all to eat each other.
Maybe meet us in the McLaughlin group room in 10 minutes.
Yes, I think let's do that. You can feel them furrowing their brows through the communicator.
And Penny's just listening to this, and as you're like, there's a demon on board, and it's gonna try and get you to eat each other. My eyes are just getting wider and wider, and I've stopped asking at this point. But I'm just to myself, just kind of this high pitched is coming out of me, it's just this noise radiating.
Pose it through the sample container that Lorgoth's sample used to be in, but can we find the remnants and see how it's labeled and if there's any residue in it?
Yeah, and it's space glass, so it didn't break.
Nice.
It's not like the tables.
No, tables are not made out of space glass. That's regular.
Those are just regular glass. Yep.
Yeah, I'll point and be like, I threw it against that wall. It's probably over there.
So I go and just dig around and find the case and put it in the in the one of those still working scanners in the lab and just see if I can get any details from it. Do you want me to roll?
Yeah, that would be great. You have like advantage on basically ship stuff. Yeah.
I didn't get it.
What'd you roll?
2 blanks a minus.
Okay. So since you got a minus, that's just a failure. Yeah, you put it in and it bleep bloops. And do you ask the computer any questions as you're doing that?
Yeah, I think I would say, like, identify previous
Contents?
contents. Thank you. Contents of this of this sample case.
And it will scan it. You know, the little light comes over it and it goes back and forth like a copy machine. And, you know, there's some residual results come up on the screen for the scanner. And, you know, to you, it's probably, you know, it's bio stuff, so it probably doesn't make any sense to you.
Yeah, I mean, if she picked it up and put it in the scanner, I'd probably walk over and just being like, oh, God.
So to you, to Posa, you look at it, and you can pretty quickly tell that it's just, like, you know, boring plant matter. Kind of looks like a crawling vine of some sort, you know, the kind that gets stuck to brick walls. You know, not anything too exciting, just some sort of flowering vine, and it's just like there's small amounts left.
Was the case labeled?
The case was labeled. We'll say that there was like a printed label on it. And it does say, hold on, Lorgoth had a species number, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah.
This is before we were doing pinboard notes, so I don't have anything on it.
Let me find it. I do have it. Species SS212.
I mean, that was Lorgoth, so that's proof that definitely did happen. We all remember it, but that did happen. So it's not some kind of temporal thing.
No. Can I ask the computer, are there anybody chanting on board? Or is there any particularly swampy area? Musty, if you will. Jungle-like.
Environmental changes.
The computer spins for a little bit and then says negative.
Okay, one more thing I want to try. I call the doctor.
Yeah.
Phoebe, Dr. Mackenzie, have you had any reports so far of, you know, people feeling strange or, you know, any kind of out of the ordinary reports?
Nothing reported here, lass.
Okay. Stand by for some more information probably in about 10 minutes, but I'll keep you posted, and then I bleep out. So I guess we should head to the room, yeah?
Yeah. On the way there, I'll try and fill Penny in. It still won't make any sense because I'm frazzled.
Yeah.
But it'll just be like, we went on a ship and there were ghosts and they were sacrificing people to this plant and his name was Lorgoth and we thought he was cool for a second and then he wasn't. And then all he wanted to do was eat us and so we killed it. But then I took a sample because I took a fucking sample of this like live plant thing and now we might have like fucked the world.
I'm like, okay.
Loxus is literally walking around with a batleth and, like, shoulders hunched, like, on high alert.
She's ready.
Like,
did you have time to change into your uniform, or are you still in your sexy outfit?
Yes!
Oh, no, still in my sexy outfit, you guys. Come on.
Of course she is.
Kaibo gloves and all. I got pigtails going on.
Oh, my God.
Penny did my hair.
Yeah.
So you guys go to the observation
Yeah.
lounge or whatever it's technically called. And acting Captain Watkins is there waiting for you. And they watch you file in and say, all right, what's going on? You sound strange even for the four of you.
Lorgoth, sir. Lorgoth.
Yeah, do you remember Lorgoth? Do you remember species SS212?
Was that weird ship that you went on?
Yeah, weird definitely describes
Ghost
it.
ship, sir. Ghost ship.
Watkins sent us on that ship. They were acting captain at the time. So they were like, oh, just go check it out. And we were like,
That's right.
Ghosts?
Oh, that's where we introduced Watkins.
Yeah, Watkins refused to rouse the captain from her slumber. They were like, it's fine. You go over there and just check it out, right? Yep. So yeah, Watkins is it's been like a year. So Watkins is sort of flipping through their memory. And, yeah, I definitely remember that weird ship you all went on.
Well, we have some potentially bad news. Doesn't seem like anything's happened yet, but we can't find the sample. All of the logs surrounding it have been
Disappeared.
erased. And we heard a ghostly child voice.
Which was very a la the ship that we were on, which is not cool.
It was definitely the same child psychic imprint.
It was that
from the ship.
Same voice we heard on the beacon.
That's right.
Correct.
All right, well, that doesn't make any sense, but I will have I will have the bridge crew start doing lots of scans. We love scans. We're going to do all the scans possible.
The best.
We have the best scans. Is there anything else that I assume, you tell Watkins, this is what we saw on the ship. These are things we should be looking out for. Swampy, chanting, cannibalism, that sort of thing. You fill them in.
If you start hearing voices in your head, you got to make everybody on the ship aware of this shit because, we got to call each other out.
Yeah. I'll send out
quarantine those motherfuckers.
I'll send out a crew-wide alert so everyone knows to start monitoring their behavior and symptoms and to report anything strange that they see right away.
Because he's mind control, isn't he? I mean, isn't that part of his
Yeah,
shtick?
Lorgoth had like a real psychic component, and there was, if you, to roll a rememory check, the Deltans are also mildly psychic. They're not like straight up telepaths or anything like that, but they're kind of more along the lines of empaths. They do have some psychic capabilities, but not like Shakel.
So does that mean that species on our ship that have psychic capabilities might be a little bit more susceptible?
I start literally beating my eyes at you. And like anybody else that's kind of psychic, and I'm like...
So the Deltan ship, it was just like a family ship, and they were just tooling around the galaxy, and they were botanists too, I believe, and they found Lorgoth on a planet, and they realized it had some sort of psychic compatibility, so they brought it on board out of curiosity, and then as far as you can tell from there, things unraveled pretty quickly.
Things got weird.
Yeah, they brought on more people to the ship, turned into a cult, and then things started. Then things got real weird.
Sacrificing to him, right? Eating each other.
Yeah.
What was the animal part? Like, I just remember that kitchen full of bones, like human remains or like Deltan remains, I guess.
It was all sorts.
Oh, it's all sorts because they got, because they kept luring people to the ship
beacon.
and eating them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, I think I was...
We're in for some fun.
Pretty, affected by that ghost voice.
Yeah.
In my head. So I am worried that, how psychic I am is going to be a problem in this situation.
That you're vulnerable. Yeah.
We should probably just put you in a cell right now.
Maybe.
No. We'll keep an eye on her.
I mean, she can still beep boop in there. Well, no, can't let her have the computer. She'll just use her brain. Is there a brain block we can do? I don't know. I'm freaking out, guys.
So while you guys are sort of looking at each other and you're kind of pointing at each other and freaking out, Watkins calm bleep bloops and a voice from someone you recognize on the bridge who's working on the bridge right now. We don't need to name them. They're unimportant at the moment.
Bridge worker X.
They say, Captain Watkins, there's some... Could you come out here and look at this information, please?
Oh, boy.
I follow Watkins. I am on Watkins.
So, you all pile out on the bridge, I assume. Yeah. And there's Lieutenant Junior Grade sort of pointing at some results, and Watkins goes over and looks and sort of, makes the come hither motion with their hand at you. And Watkins starts reading it, but then remembers that Shakel's there and says, you look at this. This looks like This looks like engine stuff.
Okay, so I take a look.
In the meantime, Posa is just very quietly sort of looking around at people because I kind of want to see how people are gauging what Lox is wearing on deck. Just a little bit.
She's got her communicator badge on, so, she's just...
I have a feeling that if you are on this ship with Lox, this is not the first time you've seen her in booty shorts.
She's got pigtails.
Everyone is sneaking a peek at those booty shorts, though.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
Take a picture to last longer.
Do you toot your booch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Danger is not something that's going to keep her from tooching her booch.
That's true.
Absolutely not.
So, quick question. What do I see when I look at the thing?
Okay, so you're looking at the warp core readouts and not Loxus's ass.
True.
Unfortunate.
And there's a bunch of data here, and it's pretty noisy, but one thing you instantly pick out is that there was a strange sort of interference in the warp core readout. And roll, actually give me a roll.
All three?
This is an advantage for you, obviously.
Okay. Ooh, I got a plus.
Okay, so you easily pick out the fact that this interference in the warp core happened but the exact moment everything kind of went haywire on the ship, and about the time you slingshotted back to the 20th century.
I thought they might be connected.
Did he throw himself into the warp core?
Oh shit! I hadn't thought about that. Do we have any idea what time? Is it the same time that the stuff in the lab probably happened?
Yeah.
So are you looking for any records on the lab?
Yeah, like when was the last time someone saw the lab?
I kind of tried to figure that out, but it's been several hours, 6 hours or so at least since the last person was in there, but that's about it.
So could that mean, could it have been...
It's in that window.
Okay, so that's not out of the realm of possibilities. And
give me another roll.
Okay. Oh, this one is all... Oh, no, wait, that's a plus. A plus.
Okay. So you're sort of cross-referencing the lab's records with the warp core, and then you kind of get a wild hair, and you start pulling in data from the biofilters, right? You're like, okay, this is all connected, right? And
you're using your pinky fingers and your thumbs, and like all your hands are just splayed over that computer system.
Yeah, all the buttons at once.
You're pinching and making things bigger and smaller.
Oh yeah. And I'm swiping them right and left with my hands.
Welcome to our show, Hack the Planet. Hack the Planet!
I've never been so attracted to a scanner. Definitely you. That's for sure.
Look at her go.
I'm just like, damn.
She's getting in there.
She is scanning her ass off.
And she's like using her antenna and stuff too, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, she's wiggling them around. Oh yeah. Ooh,
and what you pull up is you pull up the biofilter records again because you feel like this is not a coincidence, right?
Something happened and the cobaltium and everything, it's all connected in some way.
You're beeping and booping, and you take a look at the biofilter records, and you realize the transporter biofilter doesn't look like it malfunctioned.
Oh boy.
It looks like somebody tampered with it.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
So potentially the fact that this happened is sabotage. Is that what I'm figuring out?
That's what... You don't know why or how or who would tamper with a biofilter for baridium of all things, but that's what your results lead you to think.
Morgoth isn't that smart.
I would like to cue Sabotage by Beastie Boys at this point. So you say Sabotage,
Veto.
how can you not? I mean, it's canon, right?
So I would, obviously I would tell everybody that it looks like all of this is connected and that us being back in time and the Lorgoth situation seems like sabotage.
Lorgoth sabotage?
I don't think Lorgoth can
I don't think he's that
sabotage,
smart.
but maybe he mind-controlled someone, too?
Yeah. Is anybody missing off the ship? Is any crew member missing off the ship?
Good call. Computer, are all crew accounted for?
All crew is accounted for. However,
Oh.
there is one transport log in the last, gives you a time date stamp.
That wasn't us down to the planet, right?
No, it wasn't. It was just about 20 minutes ago.
What?
And the computer says, visiting scientist Strelvik has transported down to Earth.
Earth.
Who the fuck is
What
Strelvik?
species is Trelvek?
Strelvik is you have no idea who the fuck visiting scientist Strelvik is, but the computer says visiting scientist Strelvik is Vulcan.
Shit.
What the fuck?
Wait.
And I look at Watkins, just be like, do you know who this is? And did you give them permission to go down to a freaking planet?
I did not give anyone permission to go to Earth other than the four of you.
Computer, information about Strelvek.
Yeah.
All you got right now.
Give it to me.
Visiting scientist Strelvek is a Vulcan from, and it lists the name of the planet where you were orbiting around for Takov's biotherapy.
What the
Right.
fuck?
And Watkins says, yeah, we did take on 3 Vulcan scientists. We're gonna bring them back to Vulcan. It was along our way after we were done. Was Vulcan exploded at this point?
Let's say no.
Okay.
Let's say that didn't happen in this.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
In either of
I
our
don't want Vulcan
timelines.
to be exploded. That seems sad.
Very sad. Very sad. So Vulcan is not exploded in this
Thank
timeline.
God.
Right on.
So shit. Okay. We gotta get that guy back on the ship. Can you beam him? Can you get a lock and beam him up, computer?
Transporter controls appear to be non-functional.
Oh my God. Beep boop to, what's her name? McKinley?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
McKinley.
Transporter Chief McKinley.
McKinley, can you get a lock on visiting scientist Strelvek?
There's no response.
Oh god.
McKinley, respond.
Computer, where is McKinley?
Transporter Chief McKinley is not on board.
I just told you.
We just asked you that, computer. God.
Is anybody else missing? Computer.
All crew is accounted for.
Okay.
You just said McKinley was
fucking A.
missing. Computer, do a frickin'
Computer's already corrupted, you guys. The computer's already corrupted.
computer self-diagnostic, highest level. Let's get our asses to the planet.
Get your ass to Mars.
I mean, Watkins, what do you think?
I definitely agree, Watkins says. Watkins is just sort of like, you can see Watkins' face has turned like purple, which is, a normal reaction for their species when they're stressed out.
Oh god.
Okay, Lox, do you want to change or you're cool with that?
Huh?
Let's go then.
I guess we'd probably put on our 90s clothes again, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Loxus is already looking pretty 90s, so she didn't need
She
to
just
change.
needs her hat for her head ridges.
I'm
That's
not
true.
entirely sure
That's
I
true.
changed when I came on board, to be perfectly honest.
You may not have.
I definitely did, but I'll quickly change back into my Clarissa Explains It All get up.
I know for a fact I did not change because I
You're living
like
it
to
up.
wear this all the time. Yes.
Did we finish getting the cobaltium scanned? Cobaltin...
So you slapped the guy in the face and left.
Yeah, he might have finished he might know me and just finished it for me.
Or doesn't out of spite.
I mean, you're assuming that someone in engineering is picking up where you left off, although you can't
I think everyone wants to get home.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just call over to them and double check that they have finished, and if they have, we'll take that cobaltium back with us. Cobaltinum.
So I don't know if we established a rank for him, but he'll come on and say, yes, we have finished the scans. I will have someone bring it to you at the transporter room. It won't be me. It'll be someone else. Please don't hit me again.
Sorry about earlier, Chief. Thanks.
What did you do to that poor man?
It was an accident.
If you all head to the transporter room, there will be an engineering person there with the sample in like a nice little clear, ring case.
Okay, and since McKinley can't beam us down because she's MIA, I guess we'll have that guy do it.
Does that guy know where the fuck Chief McKinley is?
So you guys go in the transporter room, and Transporter Chief McKinley is not there, which is weird. Do you check out the transporter console?
Yeah.
Sure.
We'd look for the last coordinates of transport, probably.
I want everyone to give me a roll. You're all Starfleet. Shakel, you'll have advantage. I'm trying to think if anyone else would have advantage. Probably not. Everyone roll 2. Shakel, you can roll 3.
Oh no, I did get a plus.
Okay. Okay.
I got 1 plus.
Okay.
I failed.
Loxus?
Aw.
Okay.
3 is not good enough.
Loxus, what'd you get?
Neutral.
Neutral? Okay, so Loxus, you already got 2 successes, so you can wait to see what they show up with. For some reason, if you think you want to dig more, you could succeed, but at a cost. But I don't think in this situation it doesn't necessarily make sense. Penny and Posa, you both got successes. You're kind of like doing that NCIS thing where Abby and what's-his-face hack together using a single keyboard.
No way. I'm getting hacked.
That sounds gay.
Oh boy.
Which doesn't make any sense because that's not how it works, but that's what they did in the show.
I like it.
And you're just both going to town on the console trying to get any readouts. And, Shakel's trying too, but we'll just say you're so flustered. You're sort of like, you're feeling vulnerable and maybe you're not on your A game.
Yeah.
Loxus is just standing there looking good, maybe touching a button every now and then.
Just so I don't look like I'm not doing anything.
Exactly.
I'm just touching a button and still kind of like looking around me. Suspiciously, always suspiciously at Shakel now.
So, Posa and Penny, you find some really weird transporter logs. You see that definitely a Vulcan went down. Mm-hmm. And then you see a large biomass also went down. And the biomass also appears to have, did we ever establish a race for Transporter Chief McKinley?
She's French, so human?
Yeah, human? So. Yeah, it appears to have some sort of human elements and also some, like, biomatter, like, I guess Chief McKinley is also biomatter, but, like, plant-like matter.
Did McKinley get eaten?
Oh, man, Lorgoth's on planet Earth. This is great.
This is gonna fuck history so bad.
Yeah.
We should not be in charge of this. It should be somebody else.
Where's Janeway?
The temporal police aren't here, so it's kind of up to you guys.
God.
We just gotta clean them up, you guys. We just gotta go and find them. We gotta chop them up into little pieces, and then we gotta throw them into the ethos of space.
You're right.
So
no taking samples.
You're right.
So
my eyes twitch.
The transporter was on lockdown, but you guys, because you're all working together, you can just pull it off a lockdown pretty easily.
Okay.
Okay, we make that lackey who came in with the sample of cobaltinium beam us down to the same position that those other 2 beamed down to, and let's do this, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, we should all have knives. I replicate a machete.
I just love that.
We should have a weed whacker.
And I just think that should be like, should that be the slogan for the show?
Yeah.
Like going forward?
Wait,
we should all have knives.
We should all have knives.
Yeah, so if you go over, there's a replicator in the transporter room. You can replicate up some machetes or axes.
What's the little batleth?
Mechleth.
The crazy knife thing.
Mechleth.
Mechleth? That's what I want.
I just do like a big ass knife, just like a machete.
That's not a knife.
Thank you.
That's a knife.
I do Crocodile Dundee's knife. That's the one that I do.
Yeah.
So you all got your Penny. What's your knife look like? I assume Loxus just has her batleth. That's a big knife.
Correct.
I was thinking about a machete just because, like, that's what they used in whatever island we were on to cut open those coconuts, and they did a pretty good job on that. To put rum in it, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about real life. I thought you were talking about in-game.
No.
You
Sorry,
did also see that on Ryza, so...
Also true.
That's true. Yeah, so I want that.
All right. Y'all got you're all like, so I can just envision all of you like stepping up onto the transporter pads, 2 of you with machetes, 1 mechlith and 1 batleth, and you're just all sort of like, you know, batting them in your hand like a gang might.
Yeah, and we're in our ridiculous 90s garb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Question, can I have 2? Can I do
Oh, yeah,
dual
you can
wield?
dual wield.
Okay, cool.
Good idea.
Dual wield machetes.
I'm also dual-wielding giant Bowie knives, like Crocodile Dundee has.
So the engineer just gives you the weirdest look, and he just, you know, swoops the console down, and you all beam down to Earth.
Poor guy does not know what's going on either.
No. And as you materialize the coordinates where, you know, the Strelvok was transported to, you immediately recognize your surroundings. You're in the lab in Stanford. And standing with a phaser pointed at Zachariah is this Vulcan in sort of flowy Vulcan robes. And the Vulcan, I mean, they're both Vulcans, but the one that's obviously a Vulcan, Strelvok, turns and looks at all of you and says, I can't believe that you so conveniently ushered me directly back to this loose thread. Well, let's take care of this. And Strelvok goes to fire the phaser. End scene.
Doot doot doot. Doot doot doot.
We'll leave it off for the next episode.
Boo!
And I throw a giant Bowie knife at him and knock the phaser out of his hand.
All done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, my sweet Zachariah! And I'm just gonna run with both machetes, just fucking chopping.
Save it for next time.
That's how we'll end. It's in mid, you know, it's like stop, freeze frame. Shakel's throwing one of her knives, and Penny is like rushing her hand out to screaming, Zachariah!
I would like Loxus to be doing a Riker-style dropkick.
Oh, yeah. Posa, what's your freeze frame?
Stand there, look like a fucking idiot. I got nothing. Just like with my mechlith, like the freeze frame catches me with my eyes closed, like mid-blink.
You have been listening to Mammary Alpha. Your hosts would like to thank Smelly Tooth, who composed our theme song and some of the other music that you hear, as well as roll music. You can find us online at mammaryalpha.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Mammary Alpha. You can tweet at us using the hashtag #ThisPodcastIsTheTits, thanks to Dee Dee, and support us by buying a t-shirt or becoming a patron. And don't forget to leave a rating or review on iTunes.